The black has faded away and tumbled down into the depths of my mind, and light seeps and creeps on in, illuminating the former night, pushing away the deceptions that made my world murky. The black was a stain that had to be burned away. The black was a splotch that required ointment to treat its spread. The black was the dawn of dissension and a break from God. It was misinstruction and misinterpretation and misrepresentation and missed inclinations. I am at a loss, or was, or will be, won't or could be. Going on living is a story of overcoming and getting over that hump of a bumpy hill, dragging myself with the claws of my own two hands, skin peeling away with every brutal inch. The black is you, away, far from the grip of love's care, believing the ways of days are cut down to the bone, to the very marrow, soon to be the dust on a fine marble countertop, elusive and complex, to say the least. You can't have it, yet you do. Nothing gonna return for you. The black swallows you whole. The black laughs at you. You tried to show me something and I recoiled, withdrew, and sought hiatus like I knew it all, but the black has withered, browned, and bruised, lacking the strength to bury the imagination of awe, and I rub it away like fog on the windows. Will you back away from your lesson? I guess I don't have a right to force my ways into your life. I don't have the right to tell you these things because I left you to misery, but the black was calling me like a creditor. And I needed to get away because if it got to me, I was dead. Do you understand, you fool? Dead. Dead. It's been trying to show me something there. In the recesses of our collective intelligence hides a brilliant shadow. The first darkness, the black, is opening up the crevices and cracks in our thoughts because we've gone so long unprotected, too distracted to care, too pleased, satiated on all that can make us forget that we exist here on this rock, spinning out in the infinite void without any idea as to how it came to be. Only speculation, but it knows. Finally, I couldn't resist. I tell you, I couldn't leave it anymore, and I just died inside because it was pulling at my synapses like a puppeteer, driving and drilling in, then inserting the madness of the first into my head. Have you ever tasted dirt? No, you ain't, because you never sat and swallowed it, savored it, sucked it down like it was chocolate pudding. So I bid it come to me, and in the first seconds of dawn, I was laced with the energies of forever. Boundless darkness formed and unformed and unfurled in my being. Tendrils of cold black stardust leapt into my mind, and I couldn't hope to feel anything more painful or more lovely. Because the black is all. It is you and I and everything. It haunts us behind the screen of life, scratching at the fibers and poking holes until somebody sees beyond the pinpricks. Don't you know? You can see the truth, and I'm telling you, don't walk away from me. You fool, insolent bastards, the whole lie. You'll be the end, but you'll just start over like a video game, doomed to repeat your trials. The perpetual Mario brother. I would tell you what I saw, what is waiting in a pitch of your supposed dreams where you cower like a mouse. Dullest, a lot of you. They were waiting there, the pale leviathans living off in the multi-dimensional grooves that exist beside us, huddling against us like the clothing on our backs. Giant maws that rend and snatch and crush swept before me as I watched their eyeless heads bow and nod to the distant black star. Great beasts with wings like bats and the heads of ants gather the horrors of all and sweep them around like a coat, flailing their vicious talons through the air to feed on the mole insect-like things that drink the blood of the Calderine. Yes, you know that name. Ugly worms that hum beautiful tones, patter the forest to draw in their prey and envelop all that step within. Red, demonic hulks big as rhinos, but with two chittering heads that slobber and sweat green pus, gorging themselves on the carcasses of rat things that have spidery eyes. Sickening, backward things hurry off into the highlands, howling like devils at that black star. I swear by God, I hear its dark answer, an invitation, poking at my psyche until sleep seems sweeter than honey. And their waters are red as blood, reflecting the skies of that dark version of reality. I wander through a preponderance of cold, black statues, planted like tombstones amidst the creeping trees. They bore the semblance of those flying ant-like creatures, but with larger heads and too many right angles. An eerie hum emanated from them all, like a strange and meditative moan. Their eyes were red stones that shone the same bloody hue as the waters. They stared into the distance, their gaze forever frozen on the horizon. Yet there was something far off from them that I knew not then. But as I walked on, it rose up like the sun before my eyes. It was an immense black stone, smooth and given to diffraction, so its surface was replete with concentric waves. It was like seeing 1,000 stones peppering the surface of a pond, but without sound or minute eruptions of water. The inky black flows through them all and links them like a chain. They await orders like soldiers, numerous and ready to march through and devour this world as they've done countless others. What this man spoke of sounded insane. My irrational mind was telling me that he was not just off his rocker. The rocker was smashed to smithers, burnt, and tossed off into a darkened corner of an alley to be pissed on. The gnarled old tree that was Johnson Collier said, "You're the bird who flew out of the fucking tree, you know. You wasn't supposed to make it in the world, separated from all your family. You lost your birthright. They think you dead. Can't none of them teach you nothing. You're alive, though. You're out here scrapping and eating, and you have some skills that your family never got because they used to flying. See, they'll never know your world because it's beneath them. But the only goddamn place you can go is up. You just gotta learn to fly. Now it's goddamn hard because you done passed the learning age, but it ain't impossible. You learn to fly, boy, and they ain't got the advantage no more. You the one with the power then. Claim what's due you, boy. Your birthright." I asked the old man if he would help me. If he would help me find that place again. The place that he visited. I asked him if I could control this power, the black. He just looked at me, incredulous. "It's almost like you ain't heard a word I said, like I've been talking to myself. Have I? You know that this is a dangerous thing you asked for." The old man gripped the handle of his metal cane tightly with both hands. I could feel the tension grow within the room, thick and hot like porridge. I looked at him askance. "You're old now, feeble. What you gonna do? Hit me with that thing?" I pointed to his cane and chuckled. "You already know that with the power I have, you never touch me. So don't try it, old dude." I could see he meant to fight me if needed. He'd lose, but I suspected that he'd rather die than see that place again. He loosened his grip on the cane and closed his eyes. He breathed in heavy and released a sigh that hissed on and on like air escaping from a punctured inner tube. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a flash of light through the kitchen window. It was quickly followed by a racket of thunder like I had never heard before. As if possessed, the old man grunted and upended his kitchen table into my lap. It caught me off guard, causing me to fall against the fridge, taking my chair and the table with me. The meal of chicken and rice fell into my chest as well, which was still rather hot. I scrambled to get to my feet as I watched him run to the back door and out into the stormy night. I pushed the table from my side. I caught it before it could really slam into me. It was really, really heavy though. made of some hard, dark wood with which I wasn't familiar. The rice and chicken made getting up precarious, and I slipped a few times before kicking the chair away from me and using the table as leverage. By the time I got up and out of that door, the old man was standing in the middle of the alley, drenched from head to toe. It had been raining much harder than I thought. And somehow I thought it'd be fitting this strange day. He was waiting for me to come out, as I noticed he wasn't trying to flee any further. I stepped out from the porch and down the steps. Lightning flashed again, followed by another ear-shattering peal of thunder. "Don't come no closer." The old man took his cane and in one hand, holding it out and parallel to the ground. He then grasped the bottom end and pulled off the rubber cane tip, throwing it into a dense puddle beside him. He then kicked off his house shoes, letting them flop into another patch of water. The old man clicked something in his old cane, and a long silver blade shot out. "You won't listen," the man said. "Then I'll make it so. There's no more to be said." Once again, I felt like laughing, because there was no way he'd win in a fight. Even with that blade, I was more than capable of ending his life. I didn't want to kill him, but I would if it meant answering questions that long plagued me. I'd do damn near anything to figure it all out. "Just help me, old man. Just show me the way, and I'll be out of your hair. Nobody has to get hurt out here." We both yelled amidst the thunder and rain, back and forth, jockeying for position. He just kept telling me he won't do it. I told him I was too close to have him chicken out. I ran at him, full bore. He saw the determination in my eyes. I saw fear in his. Before I made it to him, he raised that old cane in the air like he was He-Man in front of Castle Grayskull. His voice, full of menace and scorn, bellowed, "Be gone, by God!" The lightning came down so fast and hard that I was thrown backward into the rear porch steps. The wind was knocked from me, and as I began to lose consciousness, I watched the lightning pour down into him in great waves. Huge, resounding booms and blasts of light like fireworks illuminated the alleyway. It was a glorious sight, a worthy death. And before I passed out, I saw through blurred and wet eyes that he was still standing there, eating lightning like he was Zeus. His screams wrestled with the peals of thunder rushing about the skies above. Then the darkness took me, and as quickly as it had come, the meeting was over.